in my personal opinion, one of the most annoying aspects of gaming is Nintendo fanboys, the kind of people who think the company can do no wrong and insist that the GameCube was actually good. It was not. Sorry. But as somebody who covers Nintendo a lot, what's your take on the sort of, Nintendo bias?
Yeah, when I do my little joke where I say I'm not a Nintendo YouTuber, that's not a joke. Like I genuinely mean that because I'm even friends with a lot of people that are quote unquote Nintendo YouTubers, and you could clearly see the bias in
Yeah.
when they're talking about something. And everything is always good, nothing is ever bad, no mistakes are ever made, and that drives me crazy. Like I've been covering Nintendo stuff. Really, I started inadvertently back in 2012 as far as online stuff is concerned. I just kind of fell into the Nintendo side of things. So I've been around it for a while, but I've never been like a brown noser to them or anything like it. But really, I mean, it extends to all fanboys. There's PlayStation
Yeah.
fanboys. There's Xbox fanboys. There's PC fanboys. Anyone who's a fanboy of just one dedicated thing, like that's weird, especially when we're like grown ass men and women.
Right.
Okay, like I feel like I'm hopeful that some of these people online are like personas, and they're just putting on a show. But sometimes I question it.
With Nintendo, it's kind of weird because like Nintendo's not, they're not a cool, like nice company. Like they're kind of they're very, they squeeze their users for every penny they possibly can. They're kind of behind on anything related to online. The eShop is a disaster. Now I think they make like easily the best first party games of all time. Nobody's better at character design than they are, and like Nintendo does a lot of things right, but it's just weird that people let them off the hook on all the shady or sort of irritating things that they do.
Yeah, and I mean, there's been a ton of stuff, all throughout history. It used to be, people don't understand this. When the Nintendo Switch launched back in 2017, you couldn't review a first party Nintendo game and on YouTube and show more than 10 seconds of a clip
That's
without
right.
Nintendo copy. Like they're archaic in some of that stuff. And I mean, it's
Yeah.
really just a lot of it is the old guard Japanese mentality. They are a Japanese
Right.
company through and through. Whereas other
That's been around
companies,
for like 130 years.
yeah, like people say, well, what about Nintendo of America? They do nothing. They're a
Right.
marketing company. They translate some games occasionally, and that's it.
Right.
That's all they do. All decisions come from the Nintendo of Japan, for better or worse.
And they shut down any kind of like, fan translations or ROM hacks, and they're so hostile to the same people that simp for them. It kind of, I mean, simping is the right word to me for the way that Nintendo fans are with the company.
No, there's definitely a lot that do simp. With the whole Super Mario 3D All Stars thing, where they released a game for 6 months, and then after those 6 months, they removed it from the shop. They stopped selling physical copies. Physical copies now are in the triple digits. So if you didn't happen to own a Switch during that time frame and buy the game during that time frame, you're just kind of screwed. And people were like, "Oh no, that's a good thing. That's a good." I'm like, "No, it's not a good thing. What is wrong with you?"
Right.
Like nothing about this is good. We sit there and bitch and moan when like various storefronts go down, like when the PS3 online front, the Wii U's online front, the 3DS's online front. You literally cannot buy those games and give the companies money. So like what are you saying? Like you should be allowed to experience those games however you want to. I don't know. It's bizarre to me.